Most people don't fail because they lack talent. They don't fail because they're unlucky. They fail because their mind becomes their own worst enemy. They listen to that voice inside their head that says, "You're not good enough. You'll never make it," or "Why even try?" But here's the truth. You are not your thoughts. Your thoughts are just noise, and noise can be controlled. Noise can be replaced. Noise can be silenced. In the next 20 minutes, I'm going to share with you 10 powerful ways to kill those negative thoughts before they kill your potential. These aren't just tips. These are weapons. Tools you can use every single day to control your mind again and, ultimately, your life. This is Fluent English with Radio, where we don't just learn English, we transform our mindset, our habits, and our future. So grab a notebook, get comfortable, and let's dive in. Because by the end of this video, you won't just understand how your mind works. You'll know exactly how to make it work for you, not against you. You'll learn how to worry less but achieve more, how to doubt less but believe more, how to fear less but live more. 1. Awareness is power. Let's start with the foundation. You can't fix what you don't see. Most of us go through life on autopilot. We wake up, go to work, scroll through social media, go to sleep, and repeat. Meanwhile, our mind is running a program in the background. A program filled with doubts, fears, and negativity. The first step to killing negative thoughts is simple. Become aware of them. Start paying attention. Ask yourself throughout the day, what is my mind saying right now? You'll be shocked at how often your brain feeds you lies. Thoughts like, "I'm not smart enough," "people don't like me," or "I always mess things up." Negative thoughts grow strong in the dark. They love it when you don't notice them. They whisper quietly in the background, slowly poisoning your confidence, your mood, and your actions. But when you see the thought, it loses half of its power. It's like turning on the lights in a dark room. Suddenly, the monster under the bed is just a pile of clothes. Let me give you a practical example. Imagine you're about to give a presentation and suddenly you think, "I'm going to embarrass myself." Most people accept that thought as truth, but if you're aware, you pause and say, "Wait. That's just a thought. It's not a fact. It's just my fear talking." The moment you recognize a negative thought as just a thought, not your reality, you create distance, and that distance is where your freedom begins. So starting today, practice this. Every time you catch yourself thinking something negative, stop and say out loud or in your mind, "That's just a thought," not the truth. Do this enough times, and you'll train your brain to stop believing every story it tells you. 2. Challenge the thought. Now that you're aware of your negative thoughts, it's time to fight back. Don't just observe them, challenge them. Ask yourself, is this really true? Most negative thoughts are based on fear, assumptions, or past experiences that no longer apply. They're not based on real things. They're stories your brain made up to protect you from imagined danger. Let me give you an example. Imagine you have a job interview coming up and your mind says, "I'm definitely going to fail this interview. I'm not qualified. They won't like me." Okay, pause. Is that a fact? Or is that fear talking? Ask yourself again, do I know that for sure? Or am I just anxious? You don't know the future. You're predicting failure based on fear, not facts. Here's another one. Nobody likes me. Really? Nobody? Not a single person on this entire planet? Or is it just that you feel lonely right now? Or maybe one person was rude to you today? Just think about it. When you challenge your thoughts like this, you expose them for what they are: fear, past experiences, or insecurity, and lies. And once you see the lie, it can't control you anymore. I want you to get into the habit of questioning your own mind. Be a detective. Demand evidence. Your negative thoughts will crumble under the slightest bit of scrutiny because they were never built on solid ground to begin with. Remember, your brain is powerful, but it's not always right. Don't believe everything you think. 3. Replace it with strength. Here's something really important to understand. Your brain believes what you tell it. If you keep saying, "I'm weak," your brain will accept that as truth. If you say, "I'm strong," it will believe that too. So once you've challenged a negative thought, don't just leave an empty space. Replace it with something stronger. If your mind says, "I can't do this," immediately counter it with, "I can learn how to do this." If it says, "I'm not talented," replace it with, "I'm still growing and I'm improving every day." This isn't about lying to yourself. It's about choosing a better story, a more empowering story. Because the truth is, most of the time, the negative thought is the lie and the positive replacement is closer to reality. Imagine every time you have to speak in front of people, you tell yourself, "You're going to mess up. Everyone will laugh at you." And guess what? You do mess up because you programmed your brain for failure. But then you change the script. You start saying, "I'm learning to speak confidently. Every time I practice, I get better." And slowly, over time, your brain starts to believe it. Your performance improves. Your confidence grows. All because you changed the words you fed your mind. Your mind is like soil. Whatever you plant in it will grow. So plant seeds of strength, not seeds of fear. Whenever you catch a negative thought, don't just challenge it. Replace it. Plant a new seed. Water it with repetition and watch your mental garden transform. 4. Choose gratitude over negativity. Here's a simple truth. You cannot be grateful and negative at the same time. It's impossible. Gratitude and negativity live on opposite sides of your range of feelings. When one shows up, the other has to leave. That's why gratitude is one of the most powerful tools you have to kill negative thoughts. When you focus on what you're thankful for, there's no room left for complaints, worries, or self-pity. Every single day, no matter how hard things get, take a moment to write down 3 things you're grateful for. And I mean truly grateful, not just doing it without real feeling. It doesn't have to be something big. Maybe you're grateful for the food on your table. Maybe it's the fact that you woke up this morning. Maybe it's a conversation you had with a friend that made you smile. For example, "I woke up today." That's a gift. Or, "I had breakfast." Many people don't. Or, "I have another chance to improve." That's all I need. When you do this daily, you're training your brain to look for the good instead of the bad. You're changing your thinking habits. And over time, gratitude becomes your normal way of thinking instead of negativity. We all go through some tough times when everything feels hopeless. But even in those dark moments, find things to be grateful for. And that small shift in focus will give you the strength to keep going. Starting tonight, before you go to bed, write down 3 things you're grateful for. Do it every single day for 30 days. Watch how your mindset transforms. Watch how the negative thoughts start to fade. Write it down, feel it, live it. Because when you focus on what you have instead of what you lack, negativity has nowhere to grow. 5. Respond. Don't react. Let's talk about emotions for a second. Emotions are powerful. They can lift you up or drag you down. And when negative thoughts trigger strong emotions, it's easy to just react. Someone criticizes you, you snap back. Something goes wrong, you panic. You feel hurt, you shut down. But here's what powerful people do differently. They respond instead of react. What's the difference? A reaction is automatic, emotional, and usually regretful. A response is intentional, thoughtful, and controlled. When a negative thought hits you, when someone says something that triggers you, when you feel anxiety rising, first, pause. Don't do anything. Just stop. Second, breathe. Take 3 deep breaths, slowly. Third, observe. Notice what you're feeling. Name it. And fourth, choose. Now decide how you want to respond. Let me give you a real-world example. Imagine someone at work criticizes your project in front of others. Your first instinct might be to defend yourself, to argue, or to feel humiliated. That's a reaction. But if you pause, breathe, and respond, you might say calmly, "Thank you for the feedback. Let me review it and see how I can improve." You stay in control. You don't give your power away. So next time you feel triggered, whether by someone else or by your own mind, just remember, pause, breathe, respond. Don't let emotions control you. You control them. 6. Stop comparing. If you want to kill your confidence in 5 seconds, just compare yourself to someone else. Seriously, it's the fastest way to feel small, not good enough, and stuck. Why? Because comparison is a trap. You're comparing your behind the scenes to someone else's highlight reel. You're seeing their success, not their sleepless nights. You're seeing their results, not their failures. You're comparing your chapter 3 to someone else's chapter 20. And that's not fair. Not to them, and definitely not to you. Everyone is on their own journey. Everyone has their own pace. Your only competition is the person you were yesterday. That's it. So stop looking sideways. Stop measuring your worth based on what others have achieved. Ask yourself, am I better than I was last week? Last month? Last year? If the answer is yes, even a little bit, then you're winning. You need to realize that some people were years ahead of you in their journey. You were judging your beginning against their middle or end. But none of that matters. What matters is that you keep moving forward at your own pace. Unfollow accounts that make you feel bad about yourself. Stop measuring your worth by someone else's success. Focus on your growth, your improvement, your journey. Because the only person you need to be better than is the person you were yesterday. That's the only comparison that matters. 7. Build around positivity. Let me tell you something you need to hear. You become the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. If you hang out with negative people, you'll start thinking negatively. If you consume negative content all day, your mind will become negative. It's that simple. Your environment matters. The people you talk to matter. The content you consume matters. Everything you let into your life shapes your mindset. So take a look around. Are your friends lifting you up or dragging you down? Are they encouraging your dreams or mocking them? Are they growing or are they stuck? I'm not saying cut everyone off, but make a clear choice. Spend more time with people who inspire you. People who challenge you to be better. People who believe in you even when you don't believe in yourself. And it's not just people. It's also what you watch, read, and listen to. If you spend hours every day watching drama, gossip, and negativity, that's what your mind will absorb. Instead, fill your mind with books, podcasts, and videos that uplift you. Content that teaches you. Content that motivates you. If you water a plant with dirty water, it will struggle to grow. But if you give it clean water and sunlight, it will thrive. Your mind is the same. Feed it well, and it will flourish. So starting today, be very careful about your environment. Protect your energy. Surround yourself with positivity. Because the people and content you consume will shape the person you become. 8. Redefine failure. Let's talk about failure. Because I know a lot of you are afraid of it, and that fear is probably feeding a lot of your negative thoughts. But I want you to understand that failure is not the enemy. Failure is feedback. Most people are terrified of failure. They avoid risks, stay in their comfort zones, and never try anything new because they're afraid of messing up. But when something doesn't work out, it doesn't mean you're a failure. It means you found one way that doesn't work. That's it. Think about how a child learns to walk. They fall down hundreds of times. But do they think, I'm a failure? No. They just get up and try again. They don't think the fall means they are bad. They just see it as part of the process. That's the mindset of a winner. That's the mindset you need. So next time you try something and it doesn't go as planned, don't beat yourself up. Don't let your negative thoughts take over. Instead say, okay, that didn't work. What can I learn from this? How can I do better next time? Change how you see the experience. Say, I didn't fail. I just practiced. I just gathered information. I'm one step closer to success. Everyone who has ever achieved anything meaningful has failed multiple times. The only difference? They didn't quit. They learned, they adjusted, they kept going. Redefine failure, and you'll stop being afraid of it. 9. Strengthen your mind daily. Your mind is like a muscle. If you don't train it, it gets weak. If you train it consistently, it gets strong. You wouldn't expect to have a strong body by working out once a month, right? The same goes for your mind. You need to strengthen it every single day. There are some daily habits that will strengthen your mind, and I want to share them with you. You can read for 10 to 15 minutes a day. It doesn't matter if it's books, articles, or anything that makes you think and grow. You can listen to a podcast or motivational video to fill your mind with inspiration, not distraction. You can journal your thoughts by writing down what you're feeling, what you're learning, and what you're grateful for. You can meditate or breathe deeply for 5 minutes to train your mind to be calm and focused. And you can practice affirmations by repeating positive statements to yourself every morning. You don't have to do all of these. Just pick one or two and make them a habit. Because here's the thing, you're either building your mind up every day or you're letting it tear itself down. There's no in between. So here's your action step. Commit to daily mental training. Make it something you must do every day. Just like brushing your teeth, your mind deserves that same level of care. Because a strong mind doesn't just happen. You build it, one day at a time. 10. Decide you will win. The final and most important point. Winning is not about luck, it's about decision. You have to decide right now that you will not let negative thoughts defeat you. You will not quit. You will not give up. No matter what happens, you will find a way. Success doesn't happen to you. It happens because of you. This is not arrogance. This is commitment. This is a firm choice. This is the kind of determination that separates those who dream from those who achieve. Every morning when you wake up, say this to yourself: I am someone who finds a way, no matter what. I will not be stopped. When things get hard, when you feel like giving up, remind yourself, I've survived worse than this. I've overcome challenges before. I can do it again. Life will test you. People will doubt you. Negative thoughts will try to break you. But if you decide that you will win, if you commit to that decision with everything you have, nothing can stop you. Winners are not born, they're made. Through decisions, through discipline, through refusing to quit. So make that decision right now. Decide that you will win, and then live every single day like someone who has already decided their outcome. So there you have it, 10 powerful ways to kill your negative thoughts and take control of your mind. Your mind is a garden. You choose the seeds, and what you plant today will grow into your tomorrow. The battle is not out there in the world. The battle is inside your head. It's in the thoughts you allow, the beliefs you accept, and the stories you tell yourself. And when you take control of your thoughts, you take control of your life. So stop letting negative thoughts run the show. You are the master of your mind. You are the captain of your ship. You decide where you go. Kill the negativity, feed the strength, and watch how your entire life transforms. Thank you for watching Fluent English with Radio. If this video helped you, please give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who needs to hear this message. And don't forget to subscribe to Fluent English with Radio for more motivational content, English learning tips, and personal growth strategies. Remember, you are stronger than you think. You are capable of more than you know. Now go out there and prove it.
You share your big dreams and goals with friends and family, hoping for support and encouragement. Instead, you get blank stares, polite smiles, and comments like, "That sounds really hard," or "Are you sure about that?" You post your plans on social media, waiting for likes and supportive comments to fuel your motivation. But the responses are lukewarm at best, and some people even question whether you're being realistic. You spend hours explaining your vision to people who just don't get it. You waste precious energy trying to convince others that your dreams are worth pursuing, defending your choices to people who will never understand your ambition. Meanwhile, you watch other people achieve exactly what you keep talking about. They seem to move forward effortlessly while you're stuck in endless conversations, seeking approval that never comes. Here's the truth: if you keep talking about your dreams and waiting for approval, someone else is already putting in the work and turning their dreams into reality. You have the same potential as those successful people. You have the same hours in your day. You have access to the same information and opportunities. So why are they making progress while you're still trying to get people to believe in you? The difference isn't talent, luck, or connections. The difference is focus. They focus on themselves and their work. You focus on getting others to approve of your work before you've even done it. They know something simple. People who succeed don't talk much. They just keep working until the results show. Most people live their lives backwards. They announce their intentions, seek permission for their dreams, and wait for the world's approval before they take action. They turn every goal into a public performance instead of private progress. Then they wonder why their energy is drained, why people don't take them seriously, why their biggest dreams never become reality. Welcome to Fluent English with Radio. We're here to help you learn more than English. We want to show you how self-focus and quiet discipline can turn ordinary people into high achievers. Today, we're sharing lessons that can change your life. These aren't just theories. They are real strategies proven by people who kept working while others only talked about it. Stop seeking approval. Break free from the validation trap. Every second you spend trying to prove your worth to people who don't really care is a second you're not investing in your own dreams. This might be the hardest truth to accept, but it's also the most liberating. Most people are too busy worried about their own lives to spend much energy caring about yours. When you pour your energy into seeking approval, you're essentially giving other people control over your life. You're letting their fears, limitations, and small thinking determine what you do with your precious time. Seeking approval is like trying to fill a bucket with a hole in the bottom. No matter how much validation you get, it's never enough because you haven't learned to validate yourself. Here's what happens when you live for approval. You make decisions based on what others will think instead of what serves your growth. You choose safe paths that won't attract criticism instead of bold moves that could change your life. You edit your dreams down to what others can understand instead of pursuing what truly excites you. But when you shift your focus back to yourself, everything changes. You take back control of your life. You build confidence from within. You start shaping your reality according to your own vision instead of living by committee. Stopping the need for approval doesn't mean you become arrogant or disconnected. It means you learn to recognize your own value without needing constant external confirmation. It means you decide to take charge of your life instead of living to please people who aren't even paying your bills or sharing your struggles. Let me show you how powerful this shift can be with one of the most inspiring examples in modern business history. When Elon Musk announced his plans for Tesla and SpaceX, the entire automotive and aerospace industries laughed at him. Experts said electric cars would never be mainstream. Critics called his timelines unrealistic and his goals delusional. Every rational person said Musk was wasting his time trying to compete in industries dominated by established giants. Most people in his position would have spent their energy trying to convince the doubters. They would have given presentation after presentation, trying to prove their ideas were valid. They would have modified their vision to make it more acceptable to the critics. But Musk chose a different path. Instead of seeking approval, he focused entirely on execution. While doubters debated, he built. While experts explained why it couldn't be done, he was busy doing it. Today, Tesla is one of the most valuable car companies in the world, and SpaceX is revolutionizing space travel. Musk didn't need anyone's permission to change the world. He just needed his own commitment to keep working when everyone else said it was impossible. The lesson is clear. Your dreams don't need other people's approval to become reality. They need your focused action day after day, regardless of what anyone else thinks. Here's your challenge. Stop explaining your dreams and start building them. Don't waste another day trying to convince people who aren't willing to be convinced. Instead of seeking approval, start giving it to yourself. The step is to notice when you're seeking approval instead of taking action. Watch how much time you spend talking about your goals instead of working on them. Notice how often you explain your decisions to people who aren't even part of them. Most importantly, make choices based on your own values and vision, not on what others want. When you think, "What will people say?" change it to, "What do I believe is right?" When you want to ask for permission, remind yourself, "This is my life. Why do I need approval?" Remember, successful people are busy building their own lives, not judging yours. The ones who criticize the most are often the ones doing the least. Your life is your responsibility. Your dreams are your business. Your success is your choice. Stop giving other people veto power over your future and start using your energy to create the life you actually want. Avoid comparison. Stay true to your own path. In our social media world, this trap is more dangerous than ever before. You see carefully curated highlights of other people's lives and compare them to your behind-the-scenes reality. You see someone else's success and immediately start questioning your own path. But here's what you're not seeing. You're comparing your struggles to their celebrations, your process to their results, your beginning to their middle or end. You're comparing your real life to their highlight reel and then wondering why you feel inadequate. When you get caught in the comparison trap, you start doubting decisions you were confident about yesterday. You begin copying strategies that worked for others instead of developing approaches that work for you. You waste time and energy trying to keep up with people who are on completely different journeys. Most dangerously, comparison makes you believe that there's only one way to succeed, one timeline that matters, and one definition of achievement worth pursuing. This thinking keeps you stuck because you're trying to force your unique situation into someone else's blueprint. But when you focus on your own path, everything changes. You learn to value every small step forward. You start enjoying the process of growth instead of constantly measuring yourself against others. You make real progress because you're moving at your own pace toward goals that actually matter to you. Let me show you two powerful examples of people who refused to be limited by comparison and created extraordinary results by staying true to their own unique paths. Walt Disney was told his ideas were too childish and unrealistic. When he wanted to create the first full-length animated film, industry experts said audiences would never sit through 90 minutes of cartoons. When he dreamed of building Disneyland, bankers called it a ridiculous waste of money. The entertainment industry had established rules about what worked and what didn't. Serious filmmakers made live-action dramas. Amusement parks were cheap, temporary carnival attractions. Disney's vision didn't fit into any existing category, which made everyone uncomfortable. Most people in his position would have looked at successful filmmakers and tried to copy their formulas. They would have compared their unconventional ideas to what was already working and decided to play it safe. But Disney refused to let other people's success define his path. He wasn't trying to be the next Charlie Chaplin or D.W. Griffith. He was trying to be the first Walt Disney. He focused on his unique vision of storytelling through animation and creating magical experiences that didn't exist anywhere else. The result, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs became a massive success, proving that audiences would indeed watch feature-length animated films. Disneyland revolutionized entertainment and inspired theme parks around the world. Disney created an entirely new category of success because he refused to limit himself to existing comparisons. Now, let me tell you about Serena Williams, who faced comparison and criticism throughout her entire career. From the beginning, people compared her to other tennis players and found reasons to criticize everything from her playing style to her appearance to her background. Tennis had a clear picture of what champions were supposed to be: thin, quiet, and almost always white. Serena Williams didn't fit that image, and critics reminded her of it constantly. But instead of changing to meet their expectations, she leaned into her strength, her style, and her difference, and that's exactly what made her a legend. She built a powerful, aggressive style that was completely her own. She brought fire and emotion to a sport that valued calm control. She stayed true to herself, even when others told her to hold back. The result speaks for itself: 23 Grand Slam singles titles, making her one of the greatest athletes in any sport. Williams didn't succeed by copying other players or trying to fit in. She succeeded by being authentically herself and refusing to let comparison diminish her unique strengths. These examples reveal a crucial truth. The people who achieve extraordinary results are usually the ones who stop comparing themselves to others and start maximizing their own unique advantages. Here's your path forward. Instead of looking sideways at what everyone else is doing, look forward at where you want to go. Start by avoiding things that make you compare yourself. Use social media less or unfollow people who make you feel bad. Try to spend no more than 30 minutes a day on it. Remember, social media only shows the good parts of someone's life, not the whole story. Next, set goals that match what you truly care about. For example, if you care about learning, make a goal like learn Spanish for 30 minutes every day. If you care about health, make a goal like go to the gym 3 times a week. Most importantly, start tracking your own progress instead of measuring yourself against others. Keep a daily journal where you record small wins, lessons learned, and steps taken toward your goals. When you focus on your own growth, you'll be amazed at how much progress you're actually making. Remember, everyone has a different starting point, different resources, different circumstances, and different definitions of success. Your only meaningful comparison is with who you were yesterday, not with who someone else is today. Act in silence. Protect your vision while it grows. One surprising secret of success is this: the less you talk about your goals, the more likely you are to reach them. In today's world, where people share everything, this may sound strange, but both science and real life show it works. When you announce your goals too early, several dangerous things happen. First, talking about them gives you a false sense of accomplishment. Your brain gets a small hit of satisfaction from sharing your plans, which reduces your motivation to actually execute them. Second, when you announce your goals too early, you open the door to criticism and doubt from people who don't see your vision. New ideas are fragile, like small plants just starting to grow. Too much negativity too soon can stop them before they become strong. Third, Public declarations create pressure to perform on other people's timelines instead of your own. You start making decisions based on what you've promised others instead of what actually serves your progress. But when you work quietly, you protect your vision while it's still fragile. Your motivation comes from within, not from others. You avoid early criticism that could shake your confidence. You can also adjust your plans without needing to explain yourself to people who were never part of the decision. Working in silence also keeps your focus sharp. Instead of wasting energy on updates and explanations, you put it all into action. Instead of trying to meet other people's expectations, you focus only on your own progress. Most importantly, when you finally reveal your results instead of your intentions, your success speaks louder than any announcement ever could. People respect achievement more than ambition, results more than promises. Let me show you how powerful this principle can be through the story of one of Hollywood's most respected actors. Denzel Washington is known for delivering powerful, authentic performances in films like Training Day, Malcolm X, and Fences. He's won multiple Academy Awards and is considered one of the greatest actors of his generation. But his path to success was built on years of quiet, focused work that most people never saw. Before he became a household name, Washington spent years honing his craft on theater stages, in small television roles, and through intensive acting training. While other actors were networking at parties and seeking publicity, Washington was studying his craft in relative obscurity. He didn't make big announcements about becoming a movie star. He didn't post about his goals on social media or give interviews about his ambitions. Instead, he focused entirely on becoming excellent at his craft, one role at a time, one skill at a time. This quiet focus helped him find his true style as an actor without being shaped by critics or trends. He earned his reputation by doing steady, high-quality work, not by chasing publicity or hype. When Washington finally got into big Hollywood movies, his work spoke for itself. Directors chose him because they had seen his talent, not because of what he said he would do. His success came from real results, not empty promises. Today, Denzel Washington is more than a successful actor. He is a cultural icon who has inspired a whole generation of performers. His career proves the power of letting your work speak louder than your words. Here's how you can apply this principle in your own life. Keep your biggest goals private until you have significant progress to show. Share your dreams only with people who deserve to hear them. Talk to mentors who can guide you, friends who truly support you, or advisors who can give real help. Choose people who want you to succeed, not those who feel threatened by your goals. Instead of announcing your intentions, focus on planning your actions. Create detailed plans that break your big goals into smaller, manageable steps. Plan your next 10 years, your next year, your next month, your next week, and your next day. The clearer your plan, the less you'll need to talk about it because you'll be too busy executing it. Avoid the temptation to post about your goals on social media. Instead of seeking likes and comments for your intentions, channel that energy into actual work. Write your goals in a private journal where you can track your real progress without outside influence. When people ask about your plans, practice giving general answers that don't reveal your specific strategies. You can say you're working on some personal projects or focusing on self-improvement without going into details that invite unwanted opinions. Most importantly, let your results be your announcement. When you achieve something significant, that's when you share it. People are much more impressed by accomplished facts than by ambitious plans. Remember, the most powerful movements in history started with individuals working quietly, building strength and momentum before they revealed themselves to the world. Your success deserves the same protection and focused development. Manage your energy like a precious resource. Your energy is the most valuable currency you possess. Unlike money, which you can always earn more of, your daily energy is limited and irreplaceable. How you invest this precious resource determines whether you build the life you want or drift through years of mediocrity. Most people act like their energy will never run out. They waste it on drama, distractions, and trying to explain themselves to people who don't matter. They spend their best time on other people's priorities and then wonder why they feel tired and unsatisfied. But successful people know that managing energy is the key to achievement. They guard their mental and emotional energy carefully. They use it wisely on actions that grow stronger over time. They stay away from things that only drain them and create stress. When you manage your energy wisely, several powerful things happen. Your mind stays clear and focused on what truly matters. You recognize opportunities that others miss because they're too scattered to see them. You have the stamina to persist through challenges that stop most people. Energy management also affects the quality of your decisions. When you're mentally fresh and emotionally centered, you make choices that serve your long-term goals. When you're drained and scattered, you make reactive decisions that often create more problems than they solve. Let me show you what proper energy management looks like through the example of one of the most productive entrepreneurs of our time. Tim Cook, the CEO of Apple, has led the company to unprecedented success by treating his energy as a strategic resource. Cook is famous for starting his day at 3:45 a.m., not because he's trying to impress anyone, but because those early morning hours give him uninterrupted time to focus on what matters most. While most people are still sleeping, Cook is reading emails, reviewing reports, and making important decisions with a fresh, clear mind. He gets his most important work done before the distractions and demands of the day begin. Cook also protects his energy by being extremely selective about meetings and commitments. He delegates extensively so he can focus on the strategic decisions that only he can make. He avoids energy-draining activities that don't contribute to Apple's mission. This disciplined approach to energy management has helped Cook lead Apple through its most successful period in company history. Under his leadership, Apple has become the most valuable company in the world, proving that how you manage your energy directly impacts what you can achieve. Now let me show you what happens when someone fails to manage their energy properly. Many talented people destroy their potential by spreading their energy too thin. They say yes to every request, chase every opportunity, and try to please everyone. They spend their mornings checking social media, which fills their minds with other people's problems and opinions. They waste their peak energy hours on unimportant tasks and then wonder why they don't have motivation left for their most important goals. By the end of each day, they're exhausted but haven't made meaningful progress on anything that truly matters to them. They're busy but not productive, active but not effective. The difference between these two approaches isn't talent or opportunity, it's energy management. One approach builds your power over time, while the other spreads it so thin that nothing important gets done. Here's how you can start managing your energy like the precious resource it is. First, identify and eliminate energy drains from your daily routine. Delete apps that serve no productive purpose. Turn off notifications that constantly interrupt your focus. Put your phone in airplane mode during your most important work hours. Create physical and digital boundaries that protect your mental space. Use noise-canceling headphones when you need to concentrate. Set up a dedicated workspace where you can think clearly without distractions. Second, start each day by feeding your mind with positive, empowering input instead of negative news or social media. Read something inspiring, listen to educational content, or simply spend a few minutes in quiet reflection about your goals. This shapes your mindset for the whole day. When you begin with positivity and purpose, you're more likely to carry that energy with you until the end. Third, schedule your most important work during your peak energy hours. Most people have their clearest thinking and strongest motivation in the morning, but pay attention to your own patterns. Whenever your mind feels sharpest, that's when you should tackle your most challenging and important tasks. Fourth, learn to say no to requests that don't align with your priorities. Every yes to something unimportant is a no to something that could change your life. Protect your time and energy for the people and projects that truly matter. Finally, surround yourself with people who add energy to your life instead of draining it. Spend time with individuals who inspire you, challenge you to grow, and support your ambitions. Distance yourself from people who constantly complain, create drama, or try to pull you into their negative mindset. Your energy today determines your results tomorrow. Treat it with the respect it deserves, and it will reward you with the focus and stamina needed to achieve your biggest goals. Turn doubt into fuel. Transform criticism into strength. Doubt from others is normal when you chase something meaningful. The bigger your dreams, the more criticism you will face. This often means your vision is strong enough to challenge the usual way of things, and that makes people uncomfortable. Here's what many people miss. Doubt from others usually doesn't show your limits. It shows theirs. It often comes from their own fears, failures, and beliefs. When someone says something is impossible, they're really talking about what they can't do, not what you can do. Some people doubt you because your progress shows them they are not moving. Your growth makes them see they are stuck. Your courage shows their fear. Instead of being inspired, they try to pull you down. Successful people use doubt to push themselves forward. They know most criticism comes from people who aren't even doing the work. The ones who really succeed are too busy with their own goals to waste time bringing others down. When you turn doubt into determination, you gain the strength to keep going through challenges that stop most people. Every no pushes you to prove them wrong. Every criticism shows you what to improve. Every setback becomes a chance to come back stronger. Let me show you two perfect examples of people who used doubt as their primary source of motivation. Michael Jordan is widely considered the greatest basketball player who ever lived, but his journey to greatness began with rejection that could have ended his career before it started. In high school, Jordan was cut from his varsity basketball team. The coach told him he wasn't tall enough, skilled enough, or good enough to play at that level. Most teenagers would have been devastated and given up on their basketball dreams. But Jordan made a choice that changed everything. Instead of accepting the coach's judgment, he decided to use it as fuel. Every day after being cut, he practiced with even more intensity. He used the rejection as proof that he had something to prove. Jordan later said that being cut from his high school team was the best thing that ever happened to his basketball career because it gave him the motivation to outwork everyone else. That disappointment became the foundation of an obsession with excellence that drove him to 6 NBA championships and global iconic status. The coach who cut Jordan was evaluating based on current ability, but Jordan was building toward future potential. The doubt was real, but it was also temporary. Jordan's response to that doubt determined everything that followed. Now let me tell you about Mark Zuckerberg, who faced massive doubt when he started Facebook from his college dorm room. When Zuckerberg launched the Facebook at Harvard, existing social media platforms like MySpace and Friendster dominated the market. Investors initially rejected Facebook, saying it was just a fad that would fade away like many other internet trends. Critics said college students would lose interest once they graduated and entered the real world. Many people in Zuckerberg's position would have listened to the experts and either given up or tried to copy what was already working. The safe choice would have been to focus on his studies and pursue a traditional career path. Instead of being discouraged by rejection, Zuckerberg became more determined to build something that worked. He focused on creating a better user experience than existing platforms and expanding beyond college campuses. Today, Facebook, now Meta, connects billions of people around the world and has fundamentally changed how humans communicate. Zuckerberg is recognized as one of the most successful tech entrepreneurs in history. The doubt that surrounded his early efforts now seems laughably wrong. These examples show a simple truth. When others doubt you, it often means your idea is big. Small ideas don't get much criticism. Big visions make people uncomfortable, and that's why they can change everything. Here's how you can transform doubt into your competitive advantage. First, think about where the criticism comes from. Is it from someone who has already done what you want to do? Are they speaking with real experience or just out of fear? Are they giving advice to help you or only to feel better about their own limits? Advice from successful people in your field deserves attention. Criticism from people who haven't built what you're building deserves much less weight in your decision-making process. Second, try to find something useful in the criticism. Even if the message feels negative, there may be a small point that helps you improve. Take the helpful part and ignore the rest. Third, use doubt as proof that your goals are big enough to matter. If everyone immediately understood and supported your vision, it probably isn't ambitious enough to create significant change. Revolutionary ideas always face initial resistance. Fourth, prepare a simple response to doubt that keeps you focused. If someone says your dream won't work, just reply, "Thanks for your opinion," and keep going. Don't waste time or energy trying to convince people who don't want to believe. Finally, keep track of your progress to see how far you've come. When doubt hurts your confidence, look back at the challenges you've already faced and the goals you've already reached. Your past success shows you what you can achieve in the future. Remember, the people who achieve extraordinary results are rarely the ones who faced the least doubt. They're the ones who used doubt as fuel to work harder, think smarter, and persist longer than everyone else. Build discipline, the foundation of lasting success. Motivation gets you started, but discipline gets you results. Motivation is an emotion that comes and goes like weather. Discipline is a decision you make regardless of how you feel. When you base your actions on motivation, you work inconsistently and achieve mediocre results. When you build discipline, you create unstoppable momentum toward your goals. Discipline is hidden freedom. It may feel restrictive, but it saves you from the cost of bad choices. If you wake up early with discipline, you get more hours for what matters. If you save money with discipline, you get safety and options. If you stay focused with discipline, you can reach goals that seem impossible to those without it. Most people avoid discipline because they think it takes away fun, but the truth is the opposite. Without discipline, you face regret, stress, and lost chances, which bring no joy. With discipline, you gain success, confidence, and the happiness of becoming your best self. Discipline grows stronger over time. Each discipline choice makes the next one easier. Every day you keep your promises, your mind becomes stronger for future challenges. Every small win shows you can trust yourself to do what you say. Building discipline starts with knowing it's not about being perfect, it's about being consistent. You don't need to control every part of your life at once. Just choose one or two important areas where discipline will help the most and start from there. Start with something simple but important, like waking up at the same time every day or exercising for 20 minutes each morning. Small, steady actions train your mind for discipline, and later you can use that strength for bigger challenges. The key is to keep promises to yourself, even if they are small. If you say you will do something, then do it. Each choice builds trust with yourself, and that trust shapes what you believe you can achieve in the future. Discipline also means setting up your environment to make goals easier. If you want to read more, put books in easy-to-see places and put your phone in another room. If you want to eat healthier, stock your kitchen with nutritious foods and remove the junk. Make good choices simple and bad choices difficult. Most importantly, connect discipline to your real purpose. When you know the reason behind what you do, it won't feel like a punishment. It will feel like a step toward the life you want. Every disciplined choice moves you closer to that life. Every day you practice discipline, you prove to yourself that you're serious about your goals. The compound power of self-focus. These habits don't just add up, they multiply and make each other stronger. Silent action becomes more powerful when you're not wasting energy on approval seeking. Discipline becomes easier when you're not constantly comparing yourself to others. Energy management becomes natural when you're focused on your own path instead of everyone else's opinions. This is why successful people often achieve more. They don't have extra hours or secret talents. They simply focus their time and energy on what really matters instead of wasting it on other people's priorities. When you focus fully on your own growth, goals, and progress, you reach a state of flow that most people never experience. You stop wasting energy on distractions and start directing it clearly toward your objectives. This focused approach also creates momentum that becomes self-sustaining. Each small win builds confidence for bigger challenges. Each disciplined choice makes the next one feel natural. Each day of consistent action moves you closer to the life you've always imagined. But here's what's most important. This transformation doesn't happen overnight, and it doesn't happen by accident. It requires a daily commitment to choosing your own path over the path of least resistance. Every morning, you wake up with a decision. You can spend your day seeking approval, comparing yourself to others, talking instead of acting, wasting energy on distractions, and letting doubt hold you back. Or you can focus on yourself, protect your energy, work quietly, and build the discipline for long-term success. Your real change starts now. Here's the reality. The life you want will not happen by accident. No one will hand it to you. It won't appear just because you wished or waited. The life you want comes when you focus on yourself, act quietly, and push through doubt. It comes when you stop asking for permission and start taking action. It's ready for you to claim, but only if you do what most people won't do. The people who achieve extraordinary results are not extraordinary people. They're ordinary people who made an extraordinary commitment to focus on themselves instead of seeking validation from others. They decided to act in silence instead of seeking applause for their intentions. They chose to build discipline instead of hoping motivation would carry them through. They transformed doubt into fuel instead of letting it extinguish their dreams. You don't need to change everything overnight. Start with one habit, one choice, one small action you can repeat every day. Over time, these small actions will build the foundation for bigger changes. Remember, progress is not about perfection, it's about consistency. Every time you follow through, no matter how small, you prove to yourself that you are capable of change. That belief is what fuels long-term success. So, don't wait for the right moment. The right moment is now. Take one small step today and then another tomorrow. Soon you'll look back and realize those simple steps reshaped your entire life. If this message encouraged you to take action, support us by giving this video a thumbs up and subscribing to Fluent English with Riadio. Our mission is to guide you toward becoming more confident, more focused, and more successful every single day. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss our latest lessons and messages. Remember, you're not on this path alone. At Fluent English with Riadio, we're here to grow with you, step by step. We'll remind you of your strength, celebrate your wins, and help you keep moving forward through challenges. Your next choice can change everything. We're honored to be part of your journey. Until next time, keep practicing, keep believing, and keep building the life you truly want.